So guys, I want to ask something. As a communication major, what 4 skills do you think are important for our success?
That's a good question. I said time management is important. If you can manage your time well, you're less stressed.
I agree, communication skills are also important. We need to express our ideas clearly, especially in a group. Don't forget critical thinking. Analyzing information and solving problems is essential for understanding our subjects. And the last one, adaptability. Things change quick in college, so being able to adjust is a key.
How often do you all socialize with fellow students?
I hang out with my fellow classmates a lot. I usually meet up with them at least once a week to study.
What does it mean to be good with money?
I think it means to being able to adjust your budget expenses, knowing how to manage your money is really important, especially for us students.
Okay, let's talk about our school years. What were they like for you?
Well, kindergarten was fun, middle school was a little bit rough. Meanwhile, high school was even more fun.
What social media do you all use?
I'm on TikTok. TikTok is entertaining.
It sounds like we all use social media in different ways.
Exactly, it helps us stay connected while balancing our studies.
Here's to finding that balance.
Cheers to that. Okay, I'm going to choose picture number 3. Okay, in picture number 3, it looks like they are in the middle of an important meeting. I can tell from the way they look so focused with their laptops open and looks on their faces. The guy in the front with paper on his hands looks like he's pitching them ideas, and the lady with her hands raised looks like she's adding another ideas to his ideas. It's like they're in the middle of a brainstorming process. And the blonde lady who's raising her pen looks like she's agreeing to whatever ideas her friend is pitching them. Meanwhile, the guy with his glasses on and his hand around his face looks like he's processing all of this and in the middle of understanding all of this. And by the background, we can tell that they're in an office.
Okay, well, hello. I will describe this picture number 2. It looks like they're in a friend group. In this friend group, there's a lot of people here. They look very happy. They're laying on the grass while taking a picture. The sky very bright, but also a bit gloomy. They're laying on the grass, taking a picture, smiling, releasing their stress. Or maybe they stress relief from their office. I assume that they old enough to work in office based on their faces. They're a friend group in their offices. In this friend group, I think I can tell there's a lot of differences based on their faces. Yeah, but I think they're all very happy despite all of the differences that they have. Thank you.
So I will describe this a photo. Okay, in a dark place, they are 3 friends get around the place. Each of them is full of ideas about how to share their creation with the world. Their goal is to turn their passion for a project into a thriving business on that not only showcase their talents but also inspire others to develop their creativity. As the day passed, they took bold steps to make their dreams come true. United by the belief that together they could build something extraordinary.
I think the right way is to track down his expenses. You could use a spreadsheet or a budgeting app to see where your money is going, and once you know where your money is going, you can start creating a budget. That way you can start allocating your money to different categories like rent, food, and transportation, and basically anything else.
Wow, for me it's a waste of time. As a student, you have to save your time. Like, we have to be effective. So for me, the most effective way is to cut the unnecessary expenses. Like, take a look at your spending habits and see if there's any areas that you can cut off and you can reduce the spending.
I think about words, it just depends on how you want to save up your money. If you want to be precise, you can track your expense, but if you want to do it the easy way, you can just cut off unnecessary expense.
I think that's pretty true. Well, I myself prefer the tracking. That way I can see where all my money goes and how much I can save. What about you, Anya?
That's fine. I prefer just cutting unnecessary expenses. It makes things a whole lot easier. What about you, Fifi? What do you think is the best way for him or even us to save money?
Well, I think the mix between both of you guys is the best way.
Interesting.
Yes, and why is that?
Because by tracking down our expense, we can see how much money we need to spend and be in a budget. Meanwhile, cutting unnecessary expense can help us save even more money.
I see. So it's like a two-way approach.
Exactly. It's like having a safety net. If you're tracking your expenses, you're more likely to notice when you're overspending. And if you're cutting unnecessary expenses, you're giving yourself more room to save.
It's also important to see realistic saving goals. Don't try to save too much too soon, or you get discouraged. Start small and gradually increase your saving as your income increases.
That's a pretty good advice. I'll try to set some realistic saving goals.
And remember, it's okay to treat yourself occasionally. Just don't let it get out of hand.
Actually, the key to saving money is finding a balance between spending and saving.
Okay.
Okay, what do you guys think is the most important thing in a relationship?
For me, a relationship is a two-way street. Both partners need to be committed to making it work. It requires effort, compromise, and a willingness to grow together.
I agree. Well, it's not always gonna be easy, but the rewards are worth it. A strong and healthy relationship can provide companion, support, and sense of belonging.
I think another important aspect is shared values. If you and your partner have different values, it can be difficult to maintain a healthy relationship.
That's a great point. Shared values can provide a strong foundation for a relationship.
And can help you navigate challenges and disagreements.
Absolutely. When you share values, you're more likely to see eye to eye on important issues.
So, to summarize, the most important things in a relationship are trust, communication, respect, commitment, effort, compromise, growth, support, belonging, flexibility, adaptability, fun, enjoyment, and shared values. Yeah.
Well, I think I've covered all the bases.
And remember, it takes two tango, but partners need to be willing to put in the effort to make a relationship work.
Exactly, it's a partnership.